Okay, I'm live. Hello, everyone. I want to. Hello, everyone. I guess I'm live now. So hopefully the Wi-Fi is stable enough for me to go live. With you a little bit about my background story and how it started with me, because I think that minimalism is such a huge life just to share with you about my insight and a little bit about my background and my story. So it's like a little bite size for you to take every day. So my transition story. Hello Ruby. Obviously I didn't go like all the way from living a normal life and to for me. So back then when I lived in the US, I used to have like one bedroom apartment and I had like two walk-in closets. So it was like a very normal house, a normal lifestyle. And I used Hello Viking Benjamin, and I used to acquire a lot of stuff. Can you believe I have two walk-in closets? I had I had a lot of clothes. I had a lot of shoes. And I used to be like I love shopping. I used to love shopping. I cannot handle shopping anymore. I could shop like 8 hours a day. Um, that's like how much I acquire my stuff, and I had like more than 20 pairs of shoes that some of them I never actually wear. Now I have like my shoes, I have about like 4 or 5, just like one for each season, and that is enough for me. I don't remember if I have any photos that I used to have when I lived in Boston. Like I have like one closet just for all my winter coats and my fall coats, like all kind of coats. Now I have only a few coats for the winter, and I have only one coat for the winter and one coat for the fall, and that's pretty much it. So how did I transition? So when I left the US, I pretty much kind of like lost everything. I had to leave everything when I left the country. I sold everything that I had, and then I travel. I just had a well, back then I still have like a big suitcase and a small carry-on. And even so, it was still really heavy for me like to travel around in different countries, like hopping from like country to countries with like um, a big suitcase. Believe it or not, when I was in Singapore, I was so tired and exhausted that I fell into the gap between the platform and the train. Like my leg literally got stuck between um, the gap of the train and the platform, and people really have to pull me out. It was such a scary accident, but that was how I traveled back then. I was exhausted, like carrying like so many things with me because I wasn't ready to let go a lot of stuff that I own. But over time, as I travel, I learn that the less I carry with me, the easier and the more flexible it is for me to move from places to places. So I started with like a big suitcase, just and I have to do like check in when I go to the airport as well. So I realized that if I just travel with my carry-on, I don't have to do check in. It's a lot cheaper for me, and it's just so much lighter. I can move everywhere I go, and I have like everything like literally instantly with me everywhere I go as well. So I just started to after Singapore, I started to travel everywhere in Asia with just my carry-on, and I had so much fun doing that. And that's how I realized that I could actually live is a minimalist lifestyle because my passion for traveling is so much stronger and bigger than my attachment to things that I own. I realize that a lot of items, a lot of things that I own, they just things. Hello, Princess Pamela. So they just things, and I realized that I could survive doing what I love, and I was so much happier and it just feels so much lighter. Hello, Wendy, to travel around from different country to countries, and just with my carry-on. I cannot carry a backpack because it's like I have very sensitive shoulder. If I carry a backpack, it hurts my shoulder, so that's why I have to do a carry-on. Um, so it was then I realized when I discovered van life, I realized that I could do this van life because I have traveled and I have lived on with just my suitcases for like about a month. Um, and I realized how much flexibility, how much more freedom I have when I let go of things, and I don't have to worry about owning them or losing anything. It's like the less that I have, the more space it feels and the more flexibility it feels in my life, because I don't have to pay more for insurance. I don't have to pay more for maintenance of things. So so that's how it started to me. That's how I started to realize minimalist is the lifestyle that I want to go forward. And it didn't feel like such a big transition for me, just like living from a house into a van life, because I could live out of my carry-on for a month and I don't really care about losing my clothes or anything like that. And it was just so freeing. um, so that's a little bit about my background, about my transition, how I go from living a normal life and until I lost everything. I was pushed, I was forced to give up everything. Here's Marco for you. He has his own opinion in this life too, and he's agree with it. So now living in a van, I try to minimalize everything as much as I can. I have, as you can see, I show you already about my clothes. I have only 2 boxes of clothes. Most everything I have is in here, and everything else that can fit in is going here instead of like a 2 big closets that I used to have. And even my kitchen items are also like everything has to have like multifunctional things. I don't need extra space to store things. And if I get new things, I would have to throw away something else because there's just so much space. But then I don't have to worry about cleaning so much. I don't have worry about losing anything. And that's the freedom of living minimalism through van life. Hi, Henry Villa. And so that's a little insight that I want to share with you today, like how minimalism is kind of like an under background lifestyle of van life that is like it feels free for us to live the van life because of minimalism. And that's why I love to be a minimalist. um, and I don't even love shopping anymore. Like ever since I live I live through van life, ever since I realized that I get to do what I love the most and just focus on doing what I love. Like giving up things is just so much easier when I focus on traveling, when I focus on hello Michael, Good to see you again. Hello, Jim, Step Venden, Rebar Tire. Yeah, so when I focus on doing what I really love, because I know that it makes me happy. Like I feel so much more inspired. I feel so much happier to be on the road, to travel, even though I have so much less stuff. And when and because I feel like I'm so much happier, it just make it a lot easier for me to get rid of things that don't really matter. Like I just have things that like necessary necessity that is enough for me to live through and just focus on doing what I love the most. And I think that's what minimalism is about letting go of things that consume your energy, consume your space, and weigh you down from doing what you love. And that's what this van life and this minimalism has taught me, because when you let go of these things, you just feel, you just have so much more freedom to do what you love. Okay, so that's my little insight for today. I hope that it is helpful for you, and as always, I hope you make it a good day today. Okay, I will catch you in the next live or in the next video. Bye everyone.